Oh boy, humans. I am tired. It has been a long 4 days with Pop and me. I've been going nuts and nuts to the park, having fun, but it's hot out there, guys. Yeah, it tuckles me out. It tuckles Papa out too, he tells me. I can barely open my eyes for you guys. Yeah, that's about all I can muster. Oh, we're tired. Now you tell them about our vacation. I need to sleep. Humans, I get you in the next one. Or check out my short. I had a fun short. Daddy made a nice little video for you guys. Bet you can't guess how many times I went back and forth. Hint, it's more than 20. Okay, I'm too tired. Daddy, do what you do. Yes, Skylar. Good evening, pug lovers and card collectors of all kinds. Still not really sure how I like that introduction, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, I forgot to turn my camera on. Boop. Here I am. Hi guys. um, just here to do our vacation log. Have a couple packs to open like we did the last vacation log, and just a little bit of updates to do. First off, deck building has been a little challenging this week. Um, first off, I'm surprised how distracted I get by this TV now that it's on. So that makes it difficult for me to concentrate, actually, but it's making Kyla a lot more calm and happy, at least. So I've been leaving tennis on. We've been watching Wimbledon. Um, I don't think Kyla has a favorite tennis player, personally. I don't think mine plays anymore. I used to like Federer a lot. I know Federer is kind of like a common one for everyone to pick, and he's like one of those ones that, some people are just like on their butts about, but I always like. So, anyways, um, with regards to the deck building, come to a realization that building the Molimo deck for the Commander Core Creator Challenge sucked up a lot of the really good green stuff that I wanted to use to update some of my other decks. So, decks like my Elf deck that I wanted to update, as well as decks that I wanted to build, like that green and red Goblin Spellslinging deck, are going to both be put on hold for now until the end of the month when we review the Milimo, and then I'm like 95% sure that deck's being broken apart and its pieces are going to various different things. But I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty neat deck. I'm still going to keep the deck list somewhere. Maybe I'll keep it on Arcadeck just so that if I ever want to rebuild it, I have that deck list set aside. And in addition to that, when I give people access to my deck lists on Arcadeck, they will have the ability to check that one out too. So, yeah. But I did finish the black and red deck, which I'm pretty happy about. That spell slinging deck is pretty sick. Started mono white angels and started my mono black deck as well. I actually thought I had a lot more angel cards than I do, so I was a little surprised by that. I don't have as many options for creatures, but I do have a lot of neat things I'm going to add to that deck. Some staples and some other things just to make it a really fun deck to play around with. And with regards to the black deck, I'm going old school classic. It's going to actually resemble in a lot of ways my one of my favorite decks, which is my blue and black zombie deck. Which makes sense because there's going to be a bunch of zombies in this mono black deck for sure. And this mono black deck is going to probably focus a lot around sacrificing and bringing stuff back in and out of the graveyard because that's what black loves to do. So I'm planning to keep both those decks fairly basic in terms of I'm not going to put in anything like crazy expensive bling wise into either of those monocolor decks. And I really just want to like build something that represents the strategies that I'm putting into those decks to the best of my abilities. So, with regards to angels, I want to build something that just generates a lot of angels and lets me dominate the skies. With regards to the zombie whatever deck, it's just something that wants to just keep recurring stuff in and out of the graveyard, and in return, um, make sure that other people also recur stuff in and out of the graveyard. I did also do some deck edits on a bunch of my other decks throughout the day. I updated my two other Spellslinger decks, so those are set to present to the channel. I also did a quick couple edits to the Vampire deck. As I was going through my mono black deck box of cards over here, I realized there was a couple of vampires that I had pulled from Dragons of Tarkir, and I think maybe even from one of the Dollarama packs that I had every intention of putting into the vampire deck, but I just completely forgot that they were in that box until I went fishing today. And really happy with both those cards that I added. One of them is that new vampire that has the same things that all the other that the Nighthawk has, flying, lifelink, death touch. But in addition to that, when it's in the graveyard, you can actually pay the one cost to remove it from play and put a counter of each of those types onto a vampire. I thought that would be really fun to put on top of Queen Marchesa herself, so that my queen not only has menace and death touch, but she'll also have flying and lifelink. So she'll basically be essentially a mini version of Atraxa if I manage to pull off the combo correctly. So I thought that would be really fun. Um, and the other vampire I put in to the deck, whenever I sacrifice a creature, I can put a +1/+1 counter on all my vampires if I pay the cost to sacrifice to this specific thing. So I thought that was pretty good for the vampire coven as well. Um, with regards to that, I think those are the main ones that I updated. I did put another creature into the spirit deck and took something out of that today, just to give it a quick update. Um, my Lord of the Rings deck, not the elf one, unfortunately, as I said, but the other one, my Sauron deck, is good to go. Um, Pretty happy with most of the stuff that I got accomplished over the last couple of days. I am going to intend to finish the mono white and mono black deck between tonight and tomorrow, get both of them done, and I want to do the quick switch still from my werewolf deck over to the other deck that I'm planning to put the Wolverine package into. Mainly because the Wolverine package just makes a lot more sense in the deck that I'm moving it to, and I like I say want to make the werewolf deck just more on point with the flavor because I really love the flavor of that deck. I think it's one of my favorite decks I've actually built because of how completely on point the flavor is with that werewolf deck. So, anyways, um, that's all I got for you in terms of updates. The heat has broken, which is nice, so we have been out as much as we can with Kaiba. Um, and my brother's been coming over and visiting a little bit, which has been nice. But yeah, the next vacation log that I do, I will post on Friday, and it will be when I've already left for my trip to see Kai. So that one I probably will post while I'm on the road. Bloody hell, interesting. And then yeah, like I say, Thursday's video will be potentially a live if you guys are interested in that. Nobody actually commented to let me know whether they'd be interested in doing a live new set versus old set tomorrow night. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll just record it during the day at some point when I'm doing all the other recordings. Um, Saturday's video, I was originally going to do a one of those pre-release kits, but I realized I still have one video left in the shoot for you guys. That's already been recorded, so I think I'm just going to use that one and record like an intro for it. Super Deck Sunday, I'm probably going to show off my Sacrifice deck, the black and red one that I talked about before. And that should get us through till Monday. I am going to do a whole bunch of recordings while I'm gone of Kaiba and I while we're on our trip and try and make you guys like a really nice trip video for the following Saturday with like all the highlights and with some nice little edits and other stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Starting off the pack though, we have. Okay, that is the backside. We got one of those stupid punch-out tokens. I'm not a huge fan of these. I get why they're helpful for players in regards to it just gives them something really cheap that they can throw onto the field that helps. This one has prototypes. Interesting. That will help them with regards to saving money on investing into other items for the game. But personally, I'm just not a huge fan of those. Ooh, we got a signature art card. Maybe that's going to be good luck. Hopefully. Beautiful artwork on it. Who is the artist? Because I can't read that signature. Chris Ron. Mishra claimed by Gix. Beautiful. I do love signature art cards. Alright, we got ourselves a basic forest, which has got some beautiful full art going on here. And you can see like a little mechanized thing going on around the tree there too. But I like that. I like that a lot actually. Alright, kicking us off, Air Marshal, 1 in a blue for a 2-1. Pay 3, target soldier gains flying until end of turn. This is a soldier, so he can give it to himself or to a friend. Not bad. And you can pay the 3 repeatedly, so that's pretty decent too. Just gonna clear that because that's garbage essentially for me. I don't keep those usually. Whirling Strike, 1 in a red. Actually, you know, because you only apply to soldiers, I'm gonna put you mid. Whirling Strike, 1 in a red for an instant that target creature gets +2/+0 and first strike and trample until end of turn. Damn, that's pretty good. That's a definite top hit. Unleash Shell. Unleash Shell deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker and 2 damage to that permanent's controller. I actually pulled one of these the other day, and I did not end up making this. This did not end up making the cut into my red and black deck that I built today, which is all about doing some pain and damage. So that kind of tells you how much I think of this card. The main issue with this card is just the cost of it. I love that it's instant speed, but the fact that it costs 5 is what held me back, and that's why I'm going to put it mid today instead of top like I did the other day, I think. Excavation Explosion deals 3 damage to any target, and then you create a tapped Power Stone. That's great when you're playing artifacts. When you're not playing artifacts, not super amazing, so we'll go mid. Energy Refractor. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Pay 2, add 1 of any mana. Add 1 mana of any color. My big thing with this is it costs. I hate when it costs double to do the filtering. When it costs 1 to filter for 1, I'm always for those cards. This one, I'm gonna mid. Disciples of Gix. Hey! Isn't that what we've had over here? No, Mishra claimed by Gix. Close enough. Gix and Gix. I like it. 4 and 2 black for a 4/4. And when it enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 3 artifact cards. Put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. Interesting. I mean, if you have ways to recur artifacts, that's great. If not, that kind of sucks unless you really want them in the graveyard. I'm going to mid you. I'm sure there's a good reason for you to exist, but I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. Ooh, nice. We got an extra Transmogrant Altar. I like this card, actually. Pay black, tap, sacrifice a creature, and you get 3 colorless. I think that's actually pretty solid as an artifact, to be honest. And then, Pay 2, tap, sacrifice a creature, and you create a 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. Which is great because it counts as a creature and an artifact, so if you need to sacrifice artifacts for some reason, you can use those tokens too. I like this one all around. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that you have to pay black to do the sacrificing, but black tends to be the color you want to be sacrificing in anyways. It's not like I've seen very many mono white sacrifice decks, so I'm sure they exist, I just haven't really seen very many of them. Skyfisher Spider, 2 black and green, reach. When this thing enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, destroy target non-land permanent. And when this thing dies, you can gain 1 life for each creature in your graveyard, but if you do that, you have to exile this thing from your graveyard. Reasonable exchanges. Chromantic Star. We pulled that one a couple times too. It's definitely better than the other one, because 1-for-1 exchange, but you have to sacrifice it, which is the downside. So I'm going to put it mid again. Ooh, we got a second Temporal Anchor! Nice. I love this card, actually. This is a really good hit. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you scry 2. Whenever you choose to put 1 or more cards on the bottom of your library when you're scrying, you actually exile you exile that many cards from the bottom of your library. Now, I've asked before, because I get really confused by this card. Sorry, I bumped the table and messed up the camera. Just gonna try and fix that. Nope, that did not work. There, is that better? That's better. Okay. So, what I was saying. What I really like about this card is it's my understanding, and I'm happy to be corrected, but the last time I asked, if I remember correctly, what it was explained to me is you actually exile the cards from the bottom before you put the cards on the bottom that you're scrying. So technically, um, the stuff that you put on the bottom the previous turn essentially is what you're going to exile this turn. And then this thing says during your turn you can play any of the cards that have been exiled with this thing. So, I mean, you're going to pay the mana cost, of course, but still. Basically, this thing get everything back that you scry to the bottom at a later date in time when you actually really need it. Plus, it lets you filter out your deck if you want to get your deck low, which the deck that I already have this in is my mono blue deck, and it definitely wants me to get rid of my deck as quickly as possible. I'm not really sure what other decks I have that want to do that right now, off the top of my head, if there are any others. But even if not, this is still a great card because it lets you just have access to everything at timely manners as long as you can keep it in play. And, oh, that's terrible. We got 2 copies of Unleash the Shout in the same pack. Well, that pack was kind of a dud. I mean, the Anchor was great, and I do like the other couple of cards up there, but definitely not anything I would write home about. Hopefully this pack will be much better. Trying to keep this log a little shorter than the last log. The last log ended up being 25 minutes. Maybe we can cap this off at 22. Ooh, is that an arena code? No, not an arena code, just an ad card. Okay. Well, you can go over there with the rest of the garbage. Any token or anything? Doesn't look like it. Might be, we might have a list card here, fellows and gentlemen and ladies and all that good stuff. Brain just had a brain fart. I forgot to do the pack trick again. Son of a bitch. Well, it's a little late now. We got Idol of Endurance. Idol of Endurance enters the battlefield. Exile all creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard until this thing leaves the battlefield. Pay 1 and a white, tap. Until end of turn, you may cast a creature spell from among the cards exiled by this thing without paying its mana cost. Pretty cool card. I'm not sure what deck I want to put that in, to be honest. There's a lot of decent decks that would actually work really well in. The only downside is, it doesn't continuously exile stuff. So it's only going to exile the stuff when it comes into play the first time, so you got to really time when you play this right for it to be effective. But still a great hit. Falconer Adept. 3 and a white. Human Soldier 2/3. Whenever this thing attacks, create a 1/1 white bird creature token that's flying, that's tapped and attacking. Yeah, okay, I like that. Soulseer. 2 and a red. Deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible until end of turn. This is a card I pulled the other day as well, and this one did make the cut for my red and black deck. So massive difference here. I love anything that's going to get rid of indestructible from a permanent when I play it. So fantastic pull there. Fierce Empath. 2 and a green for an elf 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or greater. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Interesting. It's a good card. It's like a tutor for creatures. Furor of the Bidden. 1 red for an aura that says enchanted creature is +2/+2 and attacks each combat if able. Mid. Frostwrath. 2 and a white, or 2 and a blue, sorry. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during your controller's next untap step as instant speed, which is good, so I'll put that top. Warded Battlements. 2 and a white for a wall. I do need more walls for the wall deck I want to eventually build. Defender. Attacking creatures you control get +1/+0. It's a 0/3. Not going to be a lot of attacking creatures in that wall deck when I build it. Forgotten Sentinel. 4 for 4/3. Enters the battlefield tapped. Huh. Okay. It was built to withstand the ages, but no one remembers who built it or why it keeps its eternal watch. I like your flavor text, so I'll give you mid. Scorching Dragonfire deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If it would die, it's exiled this turn. I'm pretty sure I put this one in my red and black deck too. I think I had an extra copy of this, so a nice pull. Titanic Growth. I like this version of its artwork. I have several copies of this, and I'm not like super fan of the other artwork, but I like this one. The massive dominate through might. The tiny survive with guile. Beware the tiny who become massive. Nice. Hulking Corpse. 1 and a black for a 2/2 with just flavor text, and it's a zombie. Because you're a zombie, you get mid. Thrill of Possibility. 1 and a red. Discard a card as an additional cost, and you get to draw 2 cards. Yeah, okay. Ooh, cancel. 1 and 2 blue for a counterspell. I like that. And Valorous Steed. 4 and a white for 3/3 Vigilance. When enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. Neat. Yeah, okay. I mean, the packs weren't super amazing. I didn't pull anything like scream about worthy other than I really do like this. I just trying to figure out what deck I want to put that in because, again, you gotta time that so very carefully. And then you have to hope like hell that card actually stays on the field, too. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Guys, well, this is the end of vacation log number 2. Um, like I say, thank you for joining Kyla and I on our vacation. Kai was over there, still very tired, still wondering why Daddy keeps turning this camera towards him. Kyla, you gonna do the sign off for us? Not funny, Daddy. Daddy, you're not funny. Humans, you know I love you. I know you love me. Though I do like it when you comment and like and subscribe and tell Daddy it's because of me and not Daddy. 'Cause I'm the best. Alright, humans. I'm going to sleep. Bye.